Hey everybody. What we need to do now is imagine yourself in a taxi driving around Mexico City, taking in the sights and seeing all types of different things. You will now be joined in the taxi by two university students who will be your guides during the neighborhood visits. Listen as your guides introduce themselves.
Hola y bienvenidos a la Ciudad de México.
Hello, and welcome to Mexico City.
Hey, I just said that.
Yes, well, that's because I am translating accurately.
Esta es María y yo soy José. Estamos encantados de ser sus guías.
My name is Maria, and this is Jose. We are honored to be your guides. ¿Algunos de ustedes hablan o entienden español?
Yo entiendo, I understand.
No, not you, Jose.
Oh, sí, de veras.
As I was saying, do any of you speak or understand Spanish? If you do, perhaps you can share what you understand. But we will translate, so don't worry if you don't. La Ciudad de México es una ciudad grande.
Mexico City is a big place.
Y no tenemos mucho tiempo.
And we haven't much time.
Hay que empezar.
So let's begin.
Woo!
Mexico City has a population of over 20 million people. It is the center of Mexico's government, and it is the center of culture for Mexico.
We will be visiting 4 neighborhoods in different parts of the city.
Diverse neighborhoods. And we'll be meeting people who live very different lives.
We will ask them questions about how they live. Their answers will help you complete your surveys.
Pay close attention, though. You won't get every answer to your survey questions, only what people are willing
Or able.
to tell us. Ready?
Sí, vamos.
Let's go.
All right, so here's the first neighborhood that you're going to visit. We'll take a look at some of the things that we notice in this picture. Look carefully at the surrounding areas, the backgrounds, the people, and the things that you notice in this particular neighborhood. All right, but before we actually get out of the car, my suggestion is on your way to the neighborhood, read Section 3. Rural decline causes urban migration, to learn why people move to Mexico. So now is a great time to hit pause if you haven't read Section 3 and complete your reading notes for Part 1 for your Neighborhood Visit 1. So take a look at Part 1 of the reading notes for Neighborhood Visit 1. All right, so we're here. After you've read Section 3 notes and completed Part 1 of your reading notes in Chapter 9, it's time to get out of the taxi and meet the first person that you're going to interview. You're going to listen carefully as your guides interview this woman. And what you want to do is you want to record information for your survey in Part 2 of your reading notes. Interviewees will answer some, but not all of the questions. So look at the table on there, and you want to fill in as much of that as you can by listening carefully to what this first person who we're going to interview has to say about her neighborhood.
We will be able to hear now, for a moment anyway. Yeah, ahora sí. ¿Aquí es donde vives?
Maria has asked if this is where Rosa and Rafael live. See, behind the hanging clothes? There, that cardboard shelter is their home. She and her family live here. There are 7 people in her family.
¿Hace cuánto tiempo han vivido aquí?
She has not lived here long, for a few months. Her family moved here from Puebla, a small farming community not far from here. She says they live on a farm there, and it is very different here.
¿Por qué te mudaste aquí?
Maria asked why has Rosa and her family moved here. Her family owned a farm where they grew and sold corn and beans, but the big commercial farming companies could grow and sell these same crops much more cheaply. So the family sold the farm and moved here. They hope to find more opportunities here. She says it's been hard.
¿Cómo es la vida por aquí?
What is it like to live here, under this overpass?
She says it is crowded, and there is no water or plumbing here at all. That means no shower or bath, no toilet or sink. About 55% of the people who live in these makeshift structures have plumbing. It is hard.
There are so many people here that there is only 18 square feet of open or green space per person. That's not much, is it? There isn't much space here, and certainly none that is green. She says she wishes there were, so she could have a garden.
¿Tu hijo asiste a la escuela?
Maria asked if Rosa's son goes to school.
She says, when we can afford it, sometimes. She doesn't mean when she can afford school. Public schools here are free. She means when they can afford the time. Most kids here must work too to help feed and support the family.
Rosa asked if you've seen young children on the street or in the plaza selling gum to the tourists. They should be in school. They must work instead. Of course, 57% of the people here are able to continue going to school past primary school, which means many do not. Rosa says you are lucky to be able to go to school. Hard to believe, huh?
Thank you very much for your time.
Con mucho gusto. Buena suerte.
She says good luck.
All right, so hopefully you were able to gather some information from that interview. Remember, this is digital, so you can always rewind and double check some stuff if you need to. But what we're going to do now is we're going to move on. And what we're going to do is we're going to take a look as we get back into our taxi at the other handout that we have that has the different maps on it. So let's take a look real quick at the map that we're talking about. So the map, remember, has a front and back, and there's going to be a lot of information on there. Things like population density, homes built with good materials, green space per person, and the other one has a bunch of other things that you need to record and see once what you can figure out from the information that Maria ultimately gave to you here at your first neighborhood visit. Remember, hit pause in the right spots, go back, check anything that doesn't make sense. And again, this is Chapter 9, Section 3 that we're covering, so hopefully between the text in this video and the information given on this video, you should be good to go.